didn't know, now you do know that I have climbed myself out of a very dark, sad, nasty, chaotic place in life. And now I'm doing pretty good, you know? I have conquered some giants. I have been able to handle, certain setbacks. I have been able to reach certain goals, been able to pay my bills, start a career in real estate after I've been through all of what I've been through. And then now I'm here trying to navigate life and figure it out and be a good person and learn the lessons I'm supposed to learn, have fun, indulge, go out, be young, but be responsible. Like, there are things that I have to be mindful of, and there are people that I cannot surround myself with. It's just the way it is, right? This topic of being mindful of who and what you give your time to is so important to me and so like vital to my personal journey and my personal growth, that if I for 1 second think that I can just not really give it too much thought, I will be back to where I was, if not in a worse position. So I'm very mindful of that. I know that, I accept it, and it's something that I'm trying to figure out. So there's a hard no tolerance for like hard drugs. There is a tolerance for drinking. There's a tolerance for socializing, going out, meeting new people. Um, I'm just trying to figure out what exactly I can allow in my life at this point in my life, at this point in my journey. So that way I don't spiral, that I don't get influenced badly. Like, is drinking 1 or 2 times a week gonna, send me off into a bender? Like, I don't know. And so I'm very hyper like sensitive to the what ifs, and also I just feel guilty for even being involved in like the nightlife or drinking or partying, because I know in my heart that those things at the end of the day are not going to get me to my goals. But then I think to myself, but you need to have fun. You're 29 years old. You deserve to be able to like hang out. And who doesn't want to go out and socialize, right? It's just like a mental like battle in my head. Like, should I do it? If I do this, like, am I going to slip up? Is this too much influence or too much partying or too much drinking to where I'm becoming accustomed to that lifestyle? And really the bottom line is no. I'm like so hyper aware of all of these things that I'm talking about that it's damn near impossible, but it's still something to think about and something to talk about and be aware of. So anyways, I was talking to my girlfriend tonight, Tessa. She's a beautiful girl. She's got an even more beautiful heart. And we were talking about how she entertains a guy and has entertained him for a year. She genuinely loves him, like gave her time, her energy, her money. And he just really doesn't add any sort of value to her life at all. I mean, he does. And I'm not talking trash on anybody who is in any position in life and needs starting from the bottom. That's not the point. The point is when you're not fully whole or healed, what makes you think that you should be giving your time or energy to a relationship? Like, that to me is so dumb. So anyways, we were talking about how she's been giving her energy and her time to a relationship that isn't serving her, one. And two, I mean, it's really just a distraction and it's not what matters in life, at least in my eyes. What should matter in everyone's life is growing, making money, making memories, reaching goals, just, getting yourself to a very secure, stable, happy place. When you get to that place in life, then we can start discussing like, what can we add now? What can complement us? What can bring me more joy? What am I wanting and hoping for, in a family? Or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's levels to this. And if you're at the very bottom, why are you what? Like, that just doesn't even make sense to me. And I personally can't even entertain the thought of dating or giving a man my time, my energy, my emotions. Like, you've got me all the way messed up if you think that I'm going to be attached to you and also emotional over you. I've got so much money to make, I've got so much growth to do, and I've got a lot of time to make up with my son. Those are the things that matter to me, not, oh, I need your attention and your affection and your love just to feel, like, no, my ego does not get stroked that way. Maybe it's because I went through such a hard fall from grace that that's the lesson I got from it. Doing things that don't promote a healthy lifestyle or are not in alignment with your end goal is so stupid to me. And let me not fool you, because I do it too. That's the topic today. Is it's so foolish that we, all of us, don't understand the real priorities, the real like things to worry about. Like, what? That's what I want to talk about. Why I mean, some more than others obviously, but for me, like, I'm aware of what I need to do. I need to implement more healthy like structure and routine, but I'm still figuring what that looks like for me. I don't think I've ever really been taught or shown that. So I'm just trying to figure it out and I'm winging it, but at least I'm aware of it, right? And putting action behind cutting out the things that do not serve me. I mean, it's a very small like percentage of my life that I give to things that are not serving me, but at the end of the day, if I cut it out completely, that would be better than giving it my time, right? That's what I'm working on right now, is really tending to my mind, my spiritual well-being, my goals, and my physical body. So if I'm not like doing all that I can, then you just need to be hyper aware and able to even understand what each of those categories needs to be its best self. Health, eat a balanced meal, workout, exercise, mind, spirit, like connecting with your higher self, journaling, whatever that means for you, meditating, just things that are going to inspire you, that are going to help your physical body be its best self. um, Watching what you put it in your body, watching even, what you're influenced by, the television shows, the movies, the news, like it's all just so important. But I see so many people all the time not even give it a second freaking thought. I mean, I was one of those people. I was one of those people fully. So I wanted to read. I got this amazing book. It's called The Strength That Stays. And for me, I went through a very mentally horrible, like, I did not think that I was going to make it out. Like, genuinely did not see how it could. The last night, before I went to go and live with my grandma, I slept in a field in an abandoned barn. I had nowhere to go. My mind was so confused. I couldn't even help myself anymore. I mean, there really aren't a whole lot of known resources for, people suffering from mental illness. Like, the only thing that I knew to do was go to the hospital. the hospital started to say that they couldn't help me, that their programs were not equipped for drug induced mental problems. And so what do? You're just on the street just trying to like figure out your next move, you know? I was going absolutely crazy, crazy over not seeing my son. I mean, crazy. Like, I was searching for my son in fields. I swore I could hear his voice. I was convinced that anyone's house I slept at, that my son was in the other room being hurt and abused. I mean, I would hear, people moving chairs or talking or whatever it was, and I would be convinced that that was my son and that people were hurting him right in front of me. And I know it sounds so crazy to like come on, that's fucking you were obviously out of your goddamn mind. But just for a second, try to imagine what that would feel like for a mother who is convinced of that false reality. Turns out he's okay. Turns out his dad is good. Turns out he never was abused. Which obviously I knew and after I got sober, but your mind is very powerful, and I slipped into a very deep psychosis. I lost my home, I lost my car, I lost my son, I lost a handful of friends. Like, oh my God. It was just such a whirlwind of a time. After I lost Greer, first of all, me and Greer went to Shelby's funeral. I grew up with Shelby. I was like reconnected with her through Greer randomly. And she and I instantly connected again. Like, I knew her when she was a little girl. We were best friends. And when we reconnected, it was like I have a genuine friend again, like here in my corner. I felt more like confident and powerful and at ease. And then she passes away. Me and Greer go to her funeral, and then all of a sudden Greer is dead. And me and Greer did not have a long friendship, but I will say that she was a dope girl. She's a girl's girl. Um, she was very helpful to me when I was starting to slip mentally. She would give me reassurance. She would give me wisdom. She would just, be the calm in my storm. And although that's not like fair to put that on anyone, she just assumed that role. And she was so good to me and my son. So losing her felt like I lost an ally, somebody in my corner when I didn't have my family and I didn't have any friends here in my corner, like, willing to lend a helping hand or understand the situation or stick up for me or anything, anything. So then I lose Greer, and then Shelby's mom passes away. And during this time, like, I was, slowly spiraling worse and worse mentally. And I would go to Shelby's mom's house, and she would reassure me and tell me, you are fine. What you're thinking is not reality. I remember her sitting me down at her kitchen table and calling my mom. My mom hasn't lived in Missouri for 15 years, but Shelby's mom knew my mom from back in the day. So she called her and was like, what are you doing? Where are you? Your daughter needs you. Get here and get here fast because she's not okay. Anyways, she let me stay with her for a couple of days. I couldn't find peace literally anywhere. A constant state of confusion and fear. The only time I got good sleep and good rest and felt safe was when I would go to the psych ward hospital. And I'm not going to lie to you, like, that place was a very big help. There's just so many parts to this, like, these memories that I just remember randomly, and I'm like, whoa, Like, whoa. And I'm not blaming anybody in my life for how bad I got. However, when you take somebody's child and you don't give like compassion and you don't give a helping hand and you just see them as trash and you just see them as what they are doing rather than what they could be, um, and you just disregard them and say to hell with them, like, I didn't have a single person. I went not only out of my mind, but I I caught 25 charges like in a matter of a few months: felony, misdemeanor, disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, driving while suspended. Just the list literally goes on of these random and crazy charges, but I had to deal with those charges. And my lawyer is one of the best. I was his very last criminal case that he took on. He now does personal injury cases and makes the really big bucks. But my God, I don't know what I would have done or where I would be without him. What was I saying? The topic of being very mindful of what and who you give your energy to. Okay, so I'm going to read this. Okay, it says, rid yourself of what doesn't serve you. Address your weaknesses and build upon your strengths. Your inner strength, peace, and quality of life are dependent upon the choices you make and the energy you give. Good reminder. If you want to start growing, healing, and thriving, you must stop what is distracting, harming, and hindering you. Stop helping people hurt you by allowing them access where you know they will only bring drama, confusion, or strain. Stop excusing your inexcusable patterns and rid yourself of your own toxicity. Stop compromising your inner peace, spiritual wellness, and personal trajectory merely because this person is your family, or it's how you've always done something, or it's just how you are. For freshness and blooming to begin, all that is rotting and burdening your journey must end. You got to know what's hindering your journey in order to stop it. Last one. So this one's important too. So give yourself the grace, love, forgiveness, and compassion that you would genuinely extend to those around you. You're doing the best you can, working hard, being honest with yourself, trying to heal, owning up to your own toxic traits, and taking accountability for everything in your life. This is not an easy feat, but you're doing everything you can. You deserve to acknowledge that in yourself. That is the truth. I know in my heart that I am putting my best foot forward every single day. There are trials, there are tribulations, there are temptations, and I am navigating it all the best I can, and eventually I'll have it down, because the more reps you do, the better or easier it becomes, right? I'm putting that intention in and I'm going to master it. Okay, that's all for that. Be mindful of who, what you give your energy to, and make sure you're intentional on where you're headed. Okay, now I'm going to play a little game with myself. It's the truth or drink game. Okay, so these are a little bit like crazy. Okay, I'm going to answer these questions and they're a little bit unhinged, but don't be shocked. It says, if you had to pick, are you more of a top, bottom, or versatile? Explain yourself. Well, if you must know, every and any position can be great. Just got to know got to be familiar. Top is fun, bottom is just as fun. Flip it around, all the things can be fun. It's all about like passion, kinky, how into the person you are, how comfortable you are, how drunk you are. I'm just kidding. What about you guys? If you feel comfortable enough, answer the question. If you had to pick, are you more of a top, bottom, or versatile? I think if I'm feeling lazy, I'll be like on the bottom. But if I really want to show out, I'll get on top. Okay, so what's the kinkiest request you've ever declined? This is embarrassing and awkward, and I hope it's not oversharing. But I got asked to urinate on somebody. That was something I couldn't get behind. It was a little bit too much for me, and I didn't see any sort of pleasure in that. So I said, hell no. Sorry, bud. Have you ever cried after or during sex? Were they tears of joy, love, or utter disappointment? Never have I ever cried over having sex. That's weird. I'm not that type of emotional person, but okay. If you do that, cool. I don't think. I don't know. Have you? Is this normal? Do you cry after sex? Weird to me. Okay, it says if you had to write a quick start guide to getting you off, what are the key bullet points? Well, it can go a few different ways if you ask me. Who doesn't like a little aggression? Oh my god. Okay. Don't want to talk about it. I'm getting all like hot and bothered. Okay, I love when a man is so sensual and like loves to caress the parts of a woman's body, or my body rather. Like the throat, like coming down, to the boobies, and then making their way on down and then do their little thing. And then I love whenever a guy can just be a super aggressive, a little bit of this, a little snag, da, da. Don't fucking try and beat me up in bed because I'll fucking punch you back. No, I'm just kidding, but nothing too crazy. I just think the standard normal, things. A little passionate, soft is cool. Showers are cool. Okay, what would it take for you to sleep with someone you're not at all physically attracted to? I don't do that. I think that's it. Answer those questions that I just got done answering in the comments if you feel comfortable, and don't judge me. Don't come for me. We all do these things. Don't come for me for being transparent and a little bit unhinged. It's not even that crazy. Have a good night. Have a good day. Have a good week. Check back in with you whenever I do. Talk to you soon. Bye.